Ever get that feeling that your money just doesn't go as far as it used to? Like you're working just as hard, but your paycheck seems to shrink a little more each month? Well, you're not imagining it. There's a name for this invisible force, and in this explainer, we're going to unpack exactly what it is. It's called inflation.
It's a really common question, right? Why does $100 today feel so different from $100 a few years back? The bill looks the same, but its actual power, its ability to buy things, seems to be fading away. So, what's really happening?
Let's look at it this way. Maybe 5 years ago, you could take $100 and get a nice dinner, a movie ticket, and grab some groceries for the next day. But today, that same $100 might just cover the dinner and the movie. The groceries are out of the picture. And this isn't just a string of bad luck, it's a basic economic concept in action. So, that feeling, that sense that your money's just getting weaker, it actually has a name. And getting a handle on it is really the first step to making sense of your own finances.
And that name is inflation. All it really means, in simple terms, is that prices for, well, pretty much everything are generally going up. And when prices go up, the purchasing power of your money, basically how much stuff you can actually buy with each dollar, goes down.
Okay, let's make this super simple. Imagine a notebook. A few years ago, it might have cost you, say, $4. Today, you go to buy that exact same notebook, same number of pages, same cover, and it's $7. The notebook itself hasn't gotten any better. What changed was the value of your money. That $3 difference, that's inflation, right there.
So how does this actually hit your wallet day to day? Let's walk through a really common real-world budget example to see it in action. All right, let's imagine your monthly income is $3,000. And let's say your expenses, rent, food, bills, the whole shebang, also add up to exactly $3,000. You've got a perfectly balanced budget, everything's paid for, but there's nothing extra at the end of the month. Now, let's throw a little wrench in the works. We're going to add a 6% inflation rate to this scenario. All that means is that on average, the price of everything you buy just went up by 6%.
So your paycheck is still the same, right? Still $3,000. But now, because of that 6% inflation, your expenses have crept up to $3,180. Your rent went up a little, your groceries cost more, your utility bill is higher. All of a sudden, you're coming up $180 short every single month.
And that gap, that $180, that's not because you did anything wrong. That's inflation, quite literally eating away at your income.
Okay, so why does this even happen? I mean, what's actually causing prices to go up like this? Well, economists usually point to 3 main reasons. First up, you've got a situation where there's just more money floating around the economy, but the amount of stuff to buy hasn't changed. Think of it like more dollars chasing the same amount of goods. That pushes prices up. The second cause is rising business costs. So if it costs more for a company to make something or to ship it, let's say gas prices go up, they're going to pass that extra cost on to you, the customer. And third, there's high demand. Pretty simple, right? When a ton of people all want to buy the same thing and there isn't enough of it to go around, the price just naturally goes up.
But here's the thing. Inflation isn't just about your monthly budget. It has this other, quieter effect, and it's often way more powerful. It's about what it does to the money you've put away for savings. Let's say you've done a great job saving up $10,000, and maybe you've just got it sitting in cash or in a bank account that doesn't pay any interest.
So you leave it there for 5 years. And during that time, let's say inflation averages about 6% per year. Now, if you look at your account statement, it still says $10,000. But here's the reality check. In terms of what that money can actually buy, its purchasing power has dropped. It's now only worth what about $7,400 would have bought you 5 years ago. So, see, the number on the paper didn't shrink, but the real-world value of that money absolutely did. And that's why so many people can feel like they're treading water or even falling behind, even when their savings balance looks exactly the same.
This usually brings up a really good question. People say, but wait, my money's in a savings account. It's earning interest. Doesn't that protect it? Well, let's actually run the numbers and see.
Okay, let's be generous and say your savings account is paying you a 3% interest rate each year. That's a plus, right? Your money is definitely growing.
But at the exact same time, you've got that 6% inflation rate working against you, actively chipping away at what your money can buy.
So when you put those two numbers together, you're gaining 3%, but you're losing 6%. The net result is that you are losing 3% of your purchasing power year after year. It's a slow and silent process, but it's a real loss. And that's not an opinion, it's just simple math.
Now, I want to be really clear about something. It's super important to know what this explainer is meant to do, and maybe more importantly, what it's not meant to do.
Look, the whole point here is to help you understand a concept. We are absolutely not telling you where you should invest or what assets to buy or anything like that. That's not our goal. Making money decisions is a really personal thing, and it's different for everybody.
Our goal is much simpler, but I think it's also more fundamental. We just want to give you the information so you can see the whole picture for yourself. Because honestly, if you don't get the basics of inflation, you're kind of flying blind with every money decision you make. You're missing a really crucial piece of the puzzle.
And really, that's the bottom line. Inflation isn't some big dramatic event. It doesn't show up with a flashing sign. It just works quietly in the background, slowly chipping away at the value of your hard-earned money. Now, understanding it won't magically make you rich, but ignoring it, that almost certainly comes with a cost. So what should we break down for you next?